Here come the Hawks with a big win over the Ottawa Senators. 8-7 in a barn burner fashion. This felt like an all-star game, to be honest, boys. That was a holy cow, what a game type of day for the Blackhawks. And they went retro, went old-time hockey with the high-scoring goals tonight. It was a fun one. And the Hawks take it over the Ottawa Senators in the Madhouse on Madison. Can't get over how crazy of a game this was. They managed coming out with playing slow, but then came out and just goal after goal after goal after goal. There were more. It was just one of those crazy games to watch. If you did not watch it tonight, you want to watch the replays, because holy crap, you missed out on a fun one. We actually had to, both teams ended up pulling their changing goalies in the first period after each let in some quick goals. Let's go to the shots on net. This is something ridiculous. You don't see much at all in the NHL to start off. In the first period on shots, it was 16-15 in favor to the Ottawa Senators. Second period, it was 12-16 in favor to the Chicago Blackhawks. And in the third period, it was 10-11 in favor to your Chicago Blackhawks. And in the total shots on net, 38 to the Ottawa Senators and 42 to your Chicago Blackhawks. It was weird way to go, because Delia got yanked after letting in 3 goals. Then Nilsson, who started for the Senators, was yanked after letting in 4 goals. But holy cow, I did not expect this type of game today. A barn burner of a hockey game? Who would have expected that? Nobody, honestly. 7-8, and the Hawks win it. That's just ridiculous. I was thinking maybe a low-scoring game today, but nope. It goes to a freaking high-scoring fashion barn burner hockey game. By the way, heads up, Patrick Kane extends his point streak, and he's now, if he can, I think he can do it. I think he can beat a Wayne Gretzky record of longest assist game, longest streak with at least 1 assist going in one season. And Gretzky has 23. Patrick Kane is now sitting at 17 games in a row. I think Kaner can do it. And I think Kaner can beat his record. He did a great game today. Not as great as the Cat, though. I have to say that. Okay. Well, this review will be pretty long if I don't get to the goals now, because 8-7, boys. Okay, let's get this thing started off. In the first period, 2 minutes into the first period on the power play, Bobby Ryan scores his 13th goal of the season, assisted by Matt Duchene and Dzingel to make it 1-0 Senators. 40 seconds later, Balsher scores his 3rd goal of the season, assisted by Tierney and Bulker to make it 2-0 Senators. But this is when the Hawks get a power play. After that goal, and at 3:54 in the first period, scored from number 12, his first of the night, 30th of the season, on the power play, Alex DeBrincat, assisted by Jonathan Toews and Patrick Kane, to make it a 2-1 game. But just less than 2 minutes later, at 5:07 in the first period, to make it a 2-2 game, scored by number 12, his 31st of the season, second of the night, Alex DeBrincat, assisted by the Cahoon and Ryan Strome, to make it a 2-2 hockey game. When Cat scored that goal to make it his second of the night, basically a minute and a half later, I knew he's going to have a big game, and he did. But at 7:55 in the first period, to make it a 3-2 Ottawa Senators lead, Colin White scores his 12th goal of the season, and it was unassisted. But at 12:36 in the first period, to tie it up tree, scored by number 88, Patrick Kane, his 36th goal of the season, assisted by Duncan Keith, to make it a 3-3 game. That's something the Hawks needed to tie this game up. But at less than a minute later, basically, at 13:22 in the first period, scored by number 17, Dylan Strome, his 15th goal of the season, assisted by Duncan Keith, to make it a 4-3 Hawks lead. Yes, Hawks are now leading for once. They have not had the lead yet this game until that goal went in. And less than 2 minutes later, less than a minute later really, scored by number 20, Brandon Saad, his 20th of the season, at 14:53 in the first period, assisted by Dylan Sekera and Artem Anisimov, to make it a 5-3 Hawks lead. Goal scoring is not over yet in the first period. It comes now. Okay. In the first period, scored by the Ottawa Senators, Mark Stone, his 28th goal of the season at 17:46 in the first period, assisted by Tkachuk and White. White is a player that actually had a solid game today. To make it a 5-4 game at the end of one. Yes. It ended up being a 9-goal period in the first period. Who would have expected that? Well, goal scoring does not end yet. It does not end at all, because in the second period, to tie the game at 1:32 in the second period, Colin White scores his 13th goal of the season, assisted by Tkachuk and Stone, to make it 5-5. Oh, yeah, that sucks. But the Hawks take advantage. At 8:19 in the second period, scored by number 12, his 32nd goal of the season, and for the hat trick, actually the cat trick, Alex DeBrincat scores to make it a 6-5 Hawks lead, assisted by Dylan Strome. Holy cow, the cat gets a cat trick. How about that? It was a great one to see because that was a pure goal-scoring goal. He almost had it to be a 4-goal game, but he hit the post. But at 10:31 in the second period, scored by number 42, Gustav Forsling, his 3rd goal of the season, assisted by Brandon Saad and Alex DeBrincat to make it a 7-5 game in the second period. Holy cow. And that ends the second period in goals. But in the third period, holy cow, more goals go up. Here we go. At 3:51 in the third period, scored by your captain, number 19, Jonathan Toews. His 28th goal of the season on the power play, assisted by DeBrincat and Kane to make it 8-5 Hawks. And yes, did you hear me? DeBrincat got another assist, another point. That's a 5-point game for the Cat. And a 3-point game for Kaner. Oh, it was a crazy one, boys. Here we go again. At 9:01 in the third period, Thomas Chabot scores his 12th goal of the season, his first of the night, assisted by Cece and Duchesne to make it 8-6 game. I told you guys we needed to watch out for Chabot in the preview today, and they did not in the last period. Because at 14:43 in the third period, to give it the final score, scored by Thomas Chabot again, his 13th goal of the season, assisted by I have no clue how to pronounce his name. Pagula? And yeah. And that gives it the final score. But at the last few seconds in the game, Duncan Keith saves the lead for the Blackhawks to give the Hawks this game because he made a save that was much needed. We were on a penalty kill in the last 2 minutes of the game, so Ottawa pulls Anderson to make it a 6-on-4 power play. Well, they were shooting the puck. Jonathan Toews nearly missed it to make it a 9-7 game. But he just hit the post when he got it up, and Ottawa took it up on a rush, and Duncan Keith stones Ottawa, and it was a crazy fest at the end of the game. But the Cat gets us a 5-point game tonight. That's impressive for the young star. Okay. Should I talk about the 3 stars in the night? I think you guys already know them. But the 3rd star of the night came from the Ottawa Senators, Colin White, who I even admitted who had a good game today. I was not surprised to see him on the 3 stars. But I would have given it to Chabot if for an Ottawa player with how he played at the end of the game. But the 2nd star of the night from your Blackhawks, number 88, with 2 assists and a goal, Patrick Kane, for the 2nd star of the night tonight, and well deserved for Kaner. And from your Blackhawks, number 12, with a hat trick and 2 assists, Alex DeBrincat, to get the 1st star of the night in Chicago. well deserved for the Cat to get the first start. He has a hat trick, a 5-point game. Any player that has that, that's an automatic give me. And he had it. But the thing is, Dominic Cahoon also ruined its chance probably for having Lady Bink run because he took his first penalty of this season. Yes, of this season. And of his career, by the way. But that was a crazy game nonetheless. Let's look at the scores from that we needed teams to lose going into today. Well, the Calgary Flames did their job for us by beating the Arizona Coyotes today 5-2. The Golden Knights did not do their job. They got shut out by the Avalanche 3-0. How do you lose 3-0 to the Avalanche, Vegas? Jesus. So, currently the Hawks and Avalanche are tied again ahead of Vancouver with 59 points on this season. They are both 1 point out of the second wild card spot. But we do meet Colorado on Friday. So that's a big game for us. And that's a huge game. It's going to be a playoff game. I'm saying that right now. But holy cow. How would you have expected a barn burner fashion of a hockey game like this today? I did not expect this going into tonight's game. It was just one of those weird games to see. And honestly, the Hawks came and the Hawks won it. Down in the comments below, honestly, I want to hear what your takes were from tonight's game because holy cow. Oh, that's my key word for today. It was a holy cow moment. And I did not expect that. But honestly, this day was a fun one to watch. I could not expect a more fun of a game to watch in a season, and this was probably one of them. Just because it was like an all-star game, but it meant something. So, I want to hear your thoughts from tonight's game because it was a ridiculous one. And thank you for watching the broadcast. I know you enjoyed the outcome. Hawks win 8-7 over the Ottawa Senators in barn burner fashion. And most of all, let's go Hawks!